My name is Tony Lakatos. I'm playing tenor saxophone in this project, which I'm doing second time. One was like 6 or 7 years ago where I was here first time and was also great. I had a great time back then, and as well now. It's great to meeting all these great musicians, and I think this concept to put together the young musicians, students with the older generation professional players. I think this is a brilliant idea. Learning new music is always depends whose music, who wrote the music. If there's, for example, American songbook, then it's much easier to learn because it's all in your ears already. So, but I always trying to memorize the songs and not to read when I learn something new. Sometimes you can't do that because the music is so complicated today that sometimes impossible you have to read. But I try to memorize as much as possible. When I was young, I was always looking for playing with older musicians, And now I'm old and I'm happy to play with young musicians. That's how the world. But yeah, in my career it was always very important to learn from the past generation a lot. That was my passion all my life, to listen older stuff. And now I'm old enough, maybe people listen to me. Oh, that was in the time I used to live in New York and I in the early 90s, and I had a lesson with Lee Konitz, and he told me that don't play over the changes of the tune. Don't play solo over the changes. Play over the melody. Memorize the melody and just make a variation of the melody. And it becomes much better solo than just playing on the changes because then you play scales, a lot of scales. And that was a big turning point in my life to hear that. Thing I like to play with musicians who I can communicate with, because this is for me one of the most important thing in jazz, to be on the stage and we play together. It's not just one soloist. It's not just the saxophone who plays the solo and everybody else is comping. The jazz today is a work we all have to do together. All have to go sound together, everybody, not just one person. And I was looking for musician who can do that. Yeah, it's very hard to say anything about what young musicians should not do because I don't know. Nobody told me at this. You should not do that or you should not do that. It's because everybody's individual. I mean, it's hard to say anybody what to do or what not to do. So I would not do that. So I'm supposed to be famous for playing so many different styles in music, not only jazz. Uh, Actually, in every time of music, I play my jazz world. I just try to I just try to fit in because I like to hear all kind of music. You know, I'm not only focused on jazz, but jazz is of course my heart. My heart belongs to jazz. But I think saxophone is the instrument you can use in pop music and classical music, of course, and country music or whatever it is. And I like all of them. And I think to learn all these styles, first of all, you have to listen to it. Because if you don't listen to all kind of music, then it's not in your ear. And then it's very difficult to fit in if it comes that far that you have to play them.